Hello. Thank you for your understanding and welcome everyone.
In a bold and unprecedented move within Zambia's civic landscape, constitutional lawyer John Peter Sangwa has officially launched the Movement for National Renewal, or MNR, a platform he describes not as a political party but as a transformative civic initiative aimed at reshaping the country's moral and institutional foundations. The announcement, made in Lusaka in October 2025, marks a significant turning point in Sangwa's career as he steps away from legal practice to embrace what he calls a personal sacrifice for national revival. The MNR seeks to mobilize 1 million Zambians by the end of 2025, encouraging active participation in a renewal process that prioritizes constitutionalism, accountability, and ethical leadership. Sangwa's decision to relinquish his role at Simeza, Sangwa and Associates, a firm he co-founded and led for decades, underscores the depth of his commitment to the movement. He framed this departure not as a retirement, but as a strategic pivot from legal advocacy to civic mobilization. According to Sangwa, the legal system alone cannot deliver the change Zambia needs. Instead, a grassroots awakening is required, one that empowers citizens to reclaim ownership of their democracy. The MNR is positioned as a vehicle for this awakening, designed to educate, inspire, and organize Zambians around shared values and a renewed sense of national purpose. The launch of MNR comes at a time when Zambia is grappling with widespread public dissatisfaction over governance, corruption, and institutional decay. Sangwa's message resonates with a population increasingly disillusioned by traditional political structures. By refusing to register MNR as a political party, at least for now, he distances the movement from partisan interests and positions it as a moral force rather than an electoral machine. This strategic ambiguity allows MNR to operate within civil society while laying the groundwork for potential political engagement in the future, particularly with the 2026 general elections on the horizon. Central to MNR's philosophy is the belief that Zambia's problems are not merely political but deeply ethical. Sangwa argues that the erosion of public trust stems from a failure of leadership to uphold constitutional principles and serve the common good. The movement's emphasis on renewal reflects a desire to restore integrity to public life, beginning with the individual citizen. Through workshops, public forums, and digital outreach, MNR aims to cultivate a new generation of civic-minded Zambians who understand their rights and responsibilities within a democratic framework. While Sangwa has not ruled out future political ambitions for MNR, he insists that the immediate focus is on education and mobilization. The goal is to build a critical mass of informed citizens capable of demanding accountability and resisting manipulation. This approach aligns with global trends in civic activism, where movements often begin as awareness campaigns before evolving into political entities. In Zambia's context, MNR could serve as a catalyst for broader democratic reform, especially if it succeeds in galvanizing youth participation and bridging the gap between urban and rural communities. The implications of MNR's emergence are far-reaching. For the ruling establishment, the movement represents a potential challenge to the status quo, particularly if it gains traction among disaffected voters. For opposition parties, it introduces a new competitor in the battle for public legitimacy. And for civil society, it offers a fresh model of engagement, one that prioritizes values over votes and seeks to rebuild the moral fabric of the nation. Sangwa's reputation as a principled advocate lends credibility to the initiative, but its success will depend on its ability to translate ideals into action and sustain momentum beyond the initial launch.
And on the second topic, Zambia is set to mark a significant milestone in its agricultural trade history as it prepares to export its first-ever consignment of beef to the Democratic Republic of Congo. This inaugural shipment, scheduled for Wednesday, October 15, 2025, represents a strategic breakthrough in Zambia's efforts to diversify its economy and strengthen regional trade within the Southern African Development Community, that is the SADC. The beef, sourced from the livestock-rich districts of Mukobela and Mongaila in Southern Province, has been processed at the Kalomo Abattoir, a facility that has recently undergone upgrades to meet international sanitary and quality standards. The move is part of a broader government initiative aimed at unlocking the potential of Zambia's livestock sector, which has long been underutilized despite the country's favorable climate and vast grazing lands. By tapping into the growing demand for high-quality meat products in neighboring countries, Zambia hopes to position itself as a reliable supplier of agricultural commodities beyond its borders. The DRC, with its large population and increasing urbanization, presents a lucrative market for Zambian beef, especially as consumers seek safer and better regulated sources of protein. Officials from Zambia's Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries have emphasized that this export is not merely symbolic, but reflects years of investment in veterinary services, disease control, and farmer training. The Kalomo Abattoir, which will handle the processing and packaging of the beef, has been certified to meet regional export requirements, ensuring that the meat complies with both health and safety regulations. This certification is crucial in building trust with foreign buyers and in establishing Zambia's reputation as a producer of premium livestock products. The export also signals a shift in Zambia's trade dynamics, which have traditionally been dominated by copper and other minerals. By expanding its agricultural footprint, the country aims to reduce its dependence on extractive industries and create more inclusive economic opportunities, particularly for rural communities. Livestock farming, which supports thousands of households in southern province, stands to benefit from increased market access and better prices, thereby improving livelihoods and encouraging further investment in the sector. In addition to economic benefits, the beef export underscores Zambia's commitment to regional integration and food security. The SADC framework encourages member states to trade agricultural goods and harmonize standards, and Zambia's entry into the regional meat market aligns with these goals. The DRC, which has faced challenges in meeting domestic meat demand, will gain access to a stable and quality-assured supply chain, potentially reducing reliance on informal imports and mitigating public health risks. Analysts note that this development could pave the way for future exports to other SADC countries, provided Zambia continues to invest in infrastructure, cold chain logistics, and farmer support programs. The success of this initial shipment will likely influence policy decisions around livestock subsidies, veterinary outreach, and trade facilitation. Moreover, it may inspire private sector participation, with agribusinesses exploring opportunities in meat processing, packaging, and distribution. While challenges remain, such as transport costs, border procedures, and competition from established exporters, Zambia's entry into the beef export market is a promising step toward agricultural transformation. The government has reiterated its commitment to supporting farmers and ensuring that the benefits of trade are widely shared. As the first trucks depart for the DRC, stakeholders across the region will be watching closely, hopeful that this initiative will catalyze broader economic cooperation and sustainable development.